Somebody important to you. It's always a problem at a political event. Who do you have to be the speaker? Senator Baker used to tell the story about how Scott County up in the mountains would resolve this issue. They had a county chairman named Homer, and this was a long, long time ago, probably named Sexton. Half the county is named Sexton, so let's say he's Homer Sexton. And so Homer Sexton was the county chairman. He called the executive committee together. Many of you have been in meetings like this. Who do we have to be the speaker at the Lincoln Day dinner? Jimmy Duncan has to go through that every year. Ron Ramsey does it. So they all went around the room. Now this was the 1950s, and they had some pretty high aim. One said Eisenhower. One said Goldwater. One said Nixon. And they went around the room like that. And they finally got to Homer, the county chairman, and Homer said, "Well, Homer, who do you want to have for speaker for our Lincoln Day dinner?" And Homer leaned back and he said, "Well, to tell you the truth, when I'm up and I'm going good, I reckon I'd just as soon hear me as anybody I know." So I want to present to you our governor. When he's up and he's going good, I guess we just as soon hear him as anybody we know. Bill Atkins.
Notice that your motion to have me speak failed for lack of a second around here. I didn't see a whole lot of people jumping up and saying, "Hey, before I say anything else, I was thinking as Senator Alexander was talking, and he was talking about leadership. And here's what leadership is. It's really figuring, Wayne Gretzky, the great hockey player, said, somebody said, "Why are you good?" He said, "Well, I skate to where the puck is going to be, not to where it is now." And that's really what great leadership is. It's saying everybody can fight about the issues today. What we really need, what leadership is figuring out what's the challenge, what do we need to be doing for tomorrow. And if you think about what people are talking about today, they're talking about for states to do well, they have to address major education issues. They have to recruit and bring in significant manufacturing that will fuel the job growth. And then they have to make a state feel great about who they are and where they are. If you think about what now Senator, then Governor Alexander did a lot of years ago, was elected 40 years ago, did I get that math right? 34, were you 7 or 8 or what were you? Yeah. But think about it, he really said, what we talk about now is we're gonna really use data to say how we're doing teaching. And we're gonna measure how we do on students' performance. And we're gonna do that to reward great teachers. Well, somebody was talking about that back in the 1970s. And today everybody's talking about bringing in manufacturing. Today in Tennessee, we really we outpunch our weight class, if you will, in manufacturing. And if you go back to it, it's all because somebody went to Japan several years ago and talked Nissan, and then later some other folks, then General went up to Detroit, talked General Motors into saying, Tennessee would be a great place to locate your investment. And because of that, when we look at the economy today, people don't think of Tennessee as being a manufacturing state, but we are. And if you look at it, a lot of the history is because we happen to have a foresighted governor who said, I'm going to go out and say to folks, hey, maybe you could make that product better in Tennessee. And so for that, Governor, Senator, Secretary, and several other noted titles, we all now enjoy the fruits of your labor, and we're very, very grateful. The Senator talked about Chris Christie. What did y'all think about Ann Romney last night? You know, if you think about it, the Democrats and a lot of the media have said, our job's real easy. We paint Romney as this rich, cold, calculating business type who doesn't care. All right? And what we know and what all of us really know in here is nobody knows you like your spouse, and you can't fake it. Okay? I'm never, you know, I'm not certain I would, you know, how's the way to say this? I'm not sure Chrissy would have enough to go on to go give a 30-minute talk, okay? But the truth is, she got up and talked from her heart about a man that she knows. And here was the most significant thing to me. Most people who are leaders, they want the story to be about them. And over she said, he doesn't go out and brag about himself because that's not who he is. And in my book, I want to elect a leader that's not doing it because he needs it for his own, you know, psyche or anything else. We want somebody who has actually solved problems. We've got huge problems. And I'm going to go back to what one of the things Governor Christie said. He says this all the time. He said, don't be mad at us because we're telling you the truth. Don't be mad at us by saying we can't pay our bills anymore and that the entitlement program that we're living on won't work. Be mad at the people who promised you that it would work and it hasn't. Okay, our job is to define reality and then solve the problem. And if we're going to solve the problems we have, I guarantee you that Mitt Romney is the man to do that. And so thank you all for being a part of this. Obviously, Tennessee is hopefully is not a hugely competitive state, but our impact can still be felt. It can be felt by being here, by encouragement, by giving money, by going to other states maybe if they ask you to do that. But regardless, by continuing to just spread that message about why this counts. So let me just end with this. As I look around the room, there's a lot of members of the Tennessee General Assembly. And a lot of the big issues that people are talking about states are doing, they're reforming tenure, and they're changing the laws around tort liability, and we're balancing budget and creating surpluses. And I can go on and people are talking about, we've done that in Tennessee, and we've done it quietly, relatively, because you helped elect some really great people who said, we're going to figure out the right thing and go do it. So on behalf of a lot of us, thank you for not just supporting the national ticket, but really showing how change happens by electing some really great men and women to help. I'm going to sit down, Mark. I know it's warm, but I can't. I know the Speaker of the House, Beth Harwell's here. Our Lieutenant Governor's here. Our Majority Leader in the Senate, Mark Norris, is here. Jack, I'm going to get in trouble. I'm going to stop. But just on behalf of me, thank you very much for sending us incredible leaders that are really helping Tennessee show the rest of the country how it's done. Thanks.